we'll now look at creating users and assigning profiles. So again, clicking the menu option on the left hand side, clicking management on the left, and then scrolling down and selecting users. Page will load. Any users already created will be displayed, their name, email, their role, with a flyout menu, the ability to edit and delete. At the top we have the Add New User button, so I'm going to click that. You can see the page will load. We just need to enter some personal details and then either assign a password or get the system to set one for them and then assign the relevant access level. So I'm just going to quickly fill in these details. Okay, so I've entered the relevant user information. On the right hand side we have password information. Set user password. So we can enter a specific password if we wanted to, but if we leave it blank, the system will automatically assign a password, and then they'll get the option to change this at a later date as required. Scrolling down, we then have access details. So we can create the user but not make it active. So it could be that you're creating a numerous users who are not ready to access the system just yet. So you can turn off active account, and then as soon as you click active account and click save, then this will automatically send out the relevant details to that user. We then have access level, and you can see nothing specified currently. We can click on the pencil icon, and this will then allow us to assign a specific access level. Now you can see we have numerous options. Now because my login is set at the top level, I get the option obviously to set at reseller as well as customer group and venue. More than likely you'll only have maybe limited options in here depending on your user account. But I'm actually going to create a user for this specific customer. I'm going to select the reseller with, and then select the relevant customer. Click set. So we get the access level, and you can see current permission, and it's been set to the default level. And if I click this drop down, we have the default, then we have some systems, so you have admin, user, viewer, and then you can create custom profiles. So the custom profiles could be that you have a specific user in mind where you want to have them with specific access to only certain areas. Now to create a default one, you can click the pencil icon and it'll take us to the permission profiles area. So you can see at the top, all it's done is just jump between the two tabs. So you can do this manually if you prefer. Now create a new user. So we've still got the save button at the top, so we're still in the process of creating this user. But what we're able to do is we can actually give them rather than using one of the defaults, their own specific access level. So it could be perhaps that you don't want them to have access to onboarding. So you can see at the top we have denied. So using this slider bar at the top, we'll set the two sub-menus. So you can see here we've got splash pages and access journey. Now using the top bar, we'll change both of them, but you can obviously still do it manually as required. So you have denied, which means they won't see the option appear in the flyout menu. You've got reader access, which means when they'll see it, they can go into it, but they can't create or you can't edit. And then edit just gives them full access. They can create new ones, they can delete, they can edit existing. So you can do this for each main heading. So you've got onboarding, we have marketing, the reports, location, presence, management. So you can use the top one or set them individually. But once they're set, you've then got a few options on the right hand side. First one is show personal identifiable information. So this is things like their date of birth, their email address, user's surname. If you didn't want this personal information to be viewable to this user, then you'd have that option switched off. If you have it switched on, then it shows them all the information, surname, date of birth, etc. Show device's MAC address. So again, if you wanted to hide this, you can turn this option off. If you want to show it, turn it on. Can add funds to the e-wallet and can spend funds from the e-wallet. So that's to use communications. So if you're wanting to be able to send out communications and also add funds to the relevant wallet, to be able to do this, then you need to turn both these options on. So once you're happy with the information, you can click on to save. And you can see the user has now been saved successfully. We now have a save button, a delete button, and also the impersonate button. So as you can see, if we click back into personal profile, the password information is now turned off because the system has automatically generated a password for them. But if you ever need to change the password for this user, you can simply turn this on and give them as required. If I now click the eyeball icon, so I'm now impersonating that user with only the access granted from what was in the available list. To exit impersonation, if you click the menu option at the very top, so you click where it says Ocean Hotel, you can see there's the relevant different venues, but we've got the impersonating Ocean Hotel exit impersonation. So clicking this option would then exit the impersonation for that user.